Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. We are still in the book 1984 by George Orwell. We're on to chapter 2, part 9-5. And this is the last part of this part 9. I know we had to break it up, so we've been doing this for now a month, but it's just a lot of information. But then again, it's not. It's all the same shit over and over again, as you will see.
But it is a lot of confirmation from what Winston had been, thinking about and thought that was probably happening in his life and what he
just thought it was a conspiracy, but now he's getting the confirmation that through this manual that Emmanuel Goldstein wrote about the Brotherhood and ultimately about Big Brother and then about the Brotherhood. And so we left off where they were talking about how the media can and is controlled in order to control the public and keep the public ignorant. So the first part pretty much it explains that there's no escape and no way to rebel. It says all the beliefs, habits, tastes, emotions, mental attitudes that characterize our time are really designed to sustain the mystique of the party and prevent the true nature of present-day society from being perceived. So they want to keep controlling people. They want to tell people what to do, how to eat, what to eat, where to eat, who to talk to, when to talk to, what they can say, what they can think. And it really takes away the need for education because there's no need. They don't want people to be smart and question anything. They don't want people, they want to, what am I trying to say?
That wouldn't work for their agenda, basically.
Yeah.
Like, they want to control the masses, and if the masses have a brain and they can critically think and they can question and they're curious about what's what, so that's not going to work for the party. The party wants to keep them down so the party can control them.
Yes. So they're feeding the youth and everybody what they want them to know.
Which is just like our public school systems in America. Mm-hmm. They don't put everything in our textbooks. They pick and choose the history and the stories that they want to include. They don't include everything.
And they sugarcoat the fuck out of it.
And when they do talk about other countries, they talk about, like, the Boston Tea Party.
Because it had to do with America. Unless we're so self-centered. Unless it has to do with us, we don't give a fuck.
Or the Louisiana Purchase.
Yes.
Everything going back to
how America became America. When other countries learn about America as well, but also about every other fucking country. Where we learn about America. Mm-hmm. Period.
Yeah.
That's all.
Or just like when they talk about, like, Christopher Columbus. I remember when I was a kid, Christopher Columbus was the one that found America.
Yeah, sailed the ocean blue in 19...
Yeah, now we don't even celebrate Christopher Columbus anymore. Now it's Indigenous People Day because of what happened to the Native Americans.
Yeah.
So it's like they are changing it. Which
they are. Oh my god, they are. They're doing double thing.
Yeah, which is, it is true. What happened was genocide.
But why are they covering that up in the beginning, and then why are they changing it now? What are they going to change it to in 50 years?
Yeah, in 50 years it's going to be something else.
Oh yeah, then they're going to be like, I don't even know. I can't think that far out.
I don't know. They'll come up with something.
Yeah. So, anyways, it's they just want to make sure that they have full control, generation to generation. It's just a perpetual breed of human that's just working, having kids, and dying, and that's it. They don't want anything new, anything else. They just want the same shit, and they're just stagnant. They're stuck, and they never realize that they can rebel and cause this, like, ripple effect. They never realize that they can do something because it's like indoctrined into them that this is how they have to feel, believe, and everything.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So, unless they need, like, technical advances or something like that, there's no need for education.
Well, yeah,
because then it's dangerous to them, to the party.
They need to keep advancing technology so they can, improve on themselves as like a whole, like
like
how we always
civilization.
have, like, we have the smartphone, and then you always have like the better
the
smartphone
next thing and the next,
yeah.
And then because military, there's no need for military, and commercial rivalry are no longer important. There's just, they do have a military. They do have these things, but it's all fucking fake, and they've already said that the reason why they have the military is to create
propaganda.
Yeah. And keep everyone scared and use up resources for no reason. And it's just insane.
And they just recycle the same wars over and over again, so it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah. And then a party member lives from birth to death under the eye of the thought police. So the thought police can see everything.
Yeah, no one is left out from the thought police. Like, no, every single person.
Everybody is, forever and ever, everyone. Thoughts and actions, which when detected mean certain death, are not formally forbidden, and the endless purges, arrests, tortures, imprisonments, and vaporizations are not inflicted as punishment for crimes which have actually been committed, but are merely the wiping out of persons who might perhaps commit a crime at some time in the future. Much like that movie Minority Report.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out. I saw it in theaters, and I just remember the red ball. And it being like, oh, there's someone, and people getting arrested for thinking, like, I'm going to fucking kill them.
Yeah.
And then, okay, now you're in jail. Like, do you know how crazy that is? Just to, like, think about...
I would be in jail so many times already.
Oh, I would have already been vaporized.
Like, I'm going to fucking kill that person. Do I really want to kill them? No, but you get mad.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm going to fucking...
think in your head, like, ugh.
If you knew that if you had that thought, you would get vaporized, you wouldn't have that thought. So you'd grow up knowing that you can't have these thoughts.
Yeah, but as a human, you would still probably have that thought.
I don't know. I don't know. You can't even get close enough to, like, have that thought. You can't get close enough to anyone to have that thought.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no interaction.
Yeah, it's all like really fucked up. It's like they're in fucking prison. Yeah, well, I think that's where Winston is right now.
It's definitely like prison, yeah.
Yeah. So keeping everyone ignorant is the goal until they need the military or the tech advancement. And then other than that, there's no reason for education. Like, yeah. So I just had that note. I know we just went over that, but sorry, guys. So proles are able to feel what they want and have a difference of opinion because what they do and say don't matter. So they can like be like, this is bullshit, I hate the party, this is bullshit, I don't like the way we're living. But ultimately it doesn't change anything. All that matters is what the party and the inner party, what they think and what they do and what's going on in their heads. It would be like us, the proles.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say, fuck this shit all day long, but nothing is going to happen unless the party. So Congress.
Yeah. Or we have no control, no power.
Yeah. Or the inner party, which would be like the president, the vice president, until they think something, but they don't think anything because they're what if all career politicians that have already been born and bred to do this shit, just like this?
What if all the proles like stood up and like came together?
They could, and that's when you see change, and that's when But in this book, you can't do that. There's no way. They don't know that they can.
Do you think that they would just bomb them?
No, do you think that they would just the power? I want to know why. Everything has to have a motive.
Like, why don't people just, like, I don't get it. Like, they're so, I guess because they're just so brainwashed, basically, that they just don't even think about that they should try. Like,
or that they could. They just don't even think they can try, really. I mean, I don't know. It's all fucking weird. So the only time that they really get to think for themselves or think of anything is during the 2 minutes of hate, and that's probably when they think that they're rebelling and they're like, woo, 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 woo. You know, like stab, stab. I don't know. Like, that's the 2 minutes of hate is like when they can let out their aggression.
Yeah, but like you said, the 2 minute of hate is like the only time that they can actually be free too, because that's how Julia and Winston were able to meet up.
Because it's so chaotic that you can think whatever you want because the big brother can't. Yeah. The thought police can't control that kind of mass. So it's like they're giving them a little bit to be like, okay.
It's like a little bit of freedom, but it's like in the
scheme of things, it's nothing.
It's not
at all.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. So you're talking about stage 1, what the stages are?
What? You talk about stage 1. The fan is on and it blew all my pages on my notebook and my book. That's why I'm like, nothing looks right. What were we just talking about? Yeah, talk about the stages.
What we're going to be talking about next is about one of the stages. The first and simplest stage in the discipline, which can be taught to even young children, is called, in newspeak, crime stop.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. That's what we were going to talk about next.
So, crime stop means the faculty of stopping short as though by instinct at the threshold of any dangerous thought. So they are just conditioned at a very young age to not even have that thought.
Yeah. And they do that. They do that at a young age. It's called protective stupidity. Yeah. They're keeping them stupid to protect themselves from themselves thinking bad thoughts and dying. Yeah. And being vaporized.
But stupidity is not enough. On the contrary, orthodoxy in the full sense demands control over one's own mental processes, as complete as that contortionist over his body. So it's like it's not just like your thought, it's like everything. You have to have complete control of all of your senses, your whole body, everything.
Because one little twitch of your eye will make them think that you're thinking something.
Because they look at everything. They look
at your whole body, your twitches, your like body temperature, like everything.
Body language, body temperature, the looks you give other people. If you're like glancing over at somebody too much, they're already going to think like, do you know them?
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to have friends.
Yeah, why are you glancing at them? Why are you making eye contact? Why are you...
And that's why it was so dangerous when Julia and Winston first met and she like had to pass him that note. Yeah. In like a weird way in the alley or whatever, because like they can't
know each other.
Socialize.
It's so weird. So, Oceanic society rests ultimately on the belief that Big Brother is omnipotent, and that the party is infallible. So, if anybody thinks that the party is wrong, then the whole like pyramid scheme will just come crashing down. Mm-hmm. And the reality is that the party is fallible. And that so they use the keyword, they even say the keyword here is black-white. So black-white is like doublethink, where it's complete opposites, but they change it. They change. My words aren't working. It's contradicts. That's the word I'm looking for. It contradicts itself, but everyone knows it to be true. Just like Julia, who thought we were at war with East Asia for the last, forever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, she's like, oh, we've always been at war with them. And then 20 minutes later, the party switches it. And then she's like, well, we've always been at war with Eurasia. What are you talking about? So Winston she's not double thinking. She is like letting it be. She's just programmed to believe whatever the party says, where Winston is like, no, that's wrong. And doublethink is a crime.
Yeah, that's true.
But Winston has been double-thinking this whole time, knowing that there's two, like, parallel universes, like the Mandela effect.
Yep.
That there are two, and that's being changed all the time. The skew of timelines are being changed.
But that's also because one, they could be on two different timelines in a sense, but also he works in the record department, so he is in charge of changing shit,
and that's what they also say is that the people who like make the changes, like the people who approve the changes, and then even down to him who's physically making the changes, they have to be engaged in doublethink, to keep it straight, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't know to change shit. Like,
he wouldn't be able to perform his job.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this whole time he hasn't like been reprimanded or like vaporized for anything, because they know like he works in the records department. He's going to have to double think.
Yeah, he has to, or else you wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because he can't be punished for... Now, they could use it against him if there was a reason that they wanted to, like, come after him. They can say, like, oh, you've been blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, no, that's his job.
Yeah.
So you can't really... He can't change his job. I don't think so. I don't even think he has a choice.
I don't think, he's been chosen for that job, and that's that. So the alteration, like in the record department, alteration of the past is necessary for two reasons. And one is to keep everyone guessing and trusting only the party. So there's no set standard. There's no, I remember this from 40 years ago or whatever. It's just, there's no set standard. All the history books have been changed, everything. So the set standard is whatever the party says.
Whatever's current.
Whatever's current standard. They just know that they have it better than their ancestors, when in reality they don't.
No.
At all. The ancestors had freedom. They could go play and fuck and drink.
They even had, like, orange trees and lemon trees.
Yeah.
They don't even have
and that. And they had, like, real
People don't even know what that is.
Yeah, they've never even had an orange or a lemon or, real wine. And, it's crazy.
Nothing.
And the number two reason that's necessary is to ensure that the party was and will always be right. And there's no reason to question them. Because it's the same as we've heard before, that they alter what was said in history in order to make sure that the party remains correct. So if the party says it's going to rain today, and then today it doesn't rain, they're going to go back and be like, oh, the party said it was going to be sunny today.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, they do it on the much larger scale, but ultimately that's what they're doing. So the party, in, like, Julia's eyes, has never been wrong.
And that's when it goes back to, like, what you were saying with the black and white and how it contradicts itself. It says basically that... where was it?
Right here, doublethink means the power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them.
Yes, exactly. And applied to the party members, it means a loyal willingness to say that black is white when the party discipline demands it. Basically, we already know you have to go with what they say.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, to contradict that, when applied to an opponent, it means the habit of impudently claiming that black is white in contradiction of the plain facts.
Crickets.
I mean, it just goes with what you were saying, because it's like the party, like you said, with the weather. You know, if they say it's going to rain and then it's not, and they go, oh no, it was going to be sunny, it's the same thing. Black is white, white is black. Whatever they say, it is what it is. You have to go with it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Just reaffirming what you were saying.
Yeah, no.
I was trying to.
I wrote my notes in the car on the way on a road trip yesterday or 2 days ago, and I can't really read my notes. It's like, I don't know what they're saying. It's hard to read. That's why I'm quiet. Sorry. So, the essential act of the party is to use conscious deception to tell deliberate lies while genuinely believing them. So, even Winston has to tell lies and is supposed to also believe them.
But he doesn't.
But by
knows better.
By using the word doublethink, one admits that one is tampering with reality. So even just by like using it and knowing that it's a thing means So it says that all past, it says all oligarchies.
Oh, that word
hierarchy.
again.
I don't know what that word is, but
Yes.
pretty much hierarchies have fallen from power either because they ossified or because they grew soft. Either they became stupid and arrogant, failed to adjust themselves to changing circumstances and were overthrown, or they became liberal and cowardly, made concessions when they should have used force, and once again were overthrown. So pretty much if they slip up at all, they're going to be overthrown. They let one little crack in, one little person in. So that is why a lot of people are getting Clintoned.
Oh, yeah. They are. They're getting Clinton for sure.
And thank you to whoever wrote that comment on our Facebook page. When I said murder, they said, we refer to it as Clintoned now.
Yeah, no, that made a lot of sense.
Yeah. If one is to rule and to continue ruling, one must be able to dislocate the sense of reality. For the secret of rulership is to combine a belief in one's own infallibility with the power to learn from past mistakes. So, pretty much, to rule, you have to not be part of reality. You have to be like, reality is whatever I make it. I'll make up my own reality, which, I don't know, serves kind of true. And everybody running the country.
I think everybody kind of does make up their own reality in a way, though. Yeah.
It goes on to say, in our society, those who have the best knowledge of what is happening are also those who are furthest from seeing the world as it is. Doesn't that ring true for all, like, the elitists and the 1%ers?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
They're making these grand decisions for us. Minimum wage needs to go up. This needs to happen. This, and taxes here, and this, and blah, blah. But when's the last time that they even worked minimum wage? Or when's the last time they actually paid rent and couldn't afford to pay rent? And was living check by check.
Never, because they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth.
Exactly. In general, the greater the understanding, the greater the delusion. The more intelligent, the less sane. Mm-hmm. It's all just contradictory.
Oh, yeah.
The whole fucking thing. World conquest is believed in most firmly by those who know it to be impossible. Mm. Because they're always selling, they're selling world conquest. Like, we're gonna go conquer the world. We're at war with all these people, the 2 minutes of hate, all that stuff. And they believe in it the most, and they know it'll never happen. But they're pushing it the hardest.
It's the hype.
To keep people where they want them to be. And the party rejects and vilifies every principle for which the socialist movement originally stood, and it chooses to do this in the name of socialism. Mm-hmm. The whole, like, it's just so interesting. Like, he has a way with words. These, like, little phrases.
Yeah. I underlined it systematically undermines the solitary of the family, and it calls its leader by name, which is a direct appeal to the sentiment of family loyalty. Even the names of the 4 ministries by which we are governed exhibit a sort of impudence in their deliberate reversal of facts, which I always was very confused. Yes. The Ministry of Peace concerns itself with war. The Ministry of Truth with lies. The Ministry of Love with torture, and the Ministry of Plenty with starvation. These contradictions are not accidental, nor do they result from any ordinary
hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy. They are deliberate exercises in doublethink. I was like, whoa, it makes sense. Like, I put parentheses around it. I was like, because I never understood. I'm like, it did not make any sense.
Yeah, no, it just, everything is contradiction, and they want
like,
you
I didn't do well with that. I'm like, my brain doesn't go with reversing things. I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
So then it says, to keep their places permanently, then the prevailing mental condition must be controlled insanity.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's all making sense.
Yes.
So, this is the most fucked up part of this chapter coming up. So, we're at the very end of this part of the chapter, the book within the book. So, we're coming to the end of Emmanuel Goldstein's Handbook of the Brotherhood. Mm-hmm. And we reach the central secret. And it says that he knows the why. All this stuff is going down. We figured out what doublethink is. But deeper than this lies the original motive, the never questioned instinct that first led to the seizure of power and brought doublethink, the thought police, continuous warfare, and all the other necessary paraphernalia into existence afterwards. The motive really consists... What the fuck?
Cliffhanger.
Where the fuck?
Literally.
So then, I'm so irritated.
3 dots, people. There's nothing.
There's nothing. It's not us. It's this. It's the book. And fucking all of a sudden, Winston becomes aware of silence.
He like comes out of his
reading. And he notices that fucking Julia is asleep.
Fucking Julia.
So he stops reading. But yet he's questioning himself. He reflected. He had not learned the ultimate secret. He understood how, why, chapter 1 and chapter 3 had not actually told him anything that he did not know. I literally wrote no shit.
Yeah.
We've been saying this for the last 5 fucking weeks.
Fucking Julia just laying there on her side, naked from the waist up, with her cheek on her pillow and her hand all cute. Like, fuck dude, that bitch. Who gives a fuck what Julia's doing right now?
I don't
Tell
care.
us more. Keep reading, Winston.
So all it leads off to is he was safe and he fell asleep murmuring, "Sanity is not statistical," with the feeling that this remark contained in it a profound wisdom. So he thinks that sanity is not statistical and that there's some sort of profound reason. What have I been saying through this whole, the last 218 pages? Let me tell you, what motive? What would be the motive for someone to just want power like that? Like, that doesn't seem fun. Like, what would be the motive? I don't understand. There's no generational wealth. There's nothing. Yeah. And then we finally get to it. The motive really consists of nothing. We don't know. And you know what? That's the end of the book, of the Emmanual Goldstein book. So I doubt we'll ever find out, because it never comes back again. I don't see any more of that like weird font.
Stop skipping ahead.
I'm just trying. I'm not trying to skip ahead. I'm trying to see if I see that font, and I don't see that font ever again. So you know what that tells me?
Maybe it's gonna come to him in a dream.
I'm doing a predictive, or he'll meet Emmanuel.
He's going to have a one-on-one conversation with Goldstein.
With somebody.
Goldstein.
Yes, Emmanual Goldstein. Yes.
He's going to somehow
because I need to know the motive. If I don't have a motive, I'm never reading another George Orwell book again.
Well,
putting my foot down.
We're supposed to read another one, aren't we?
I don't care. I'm canceling it. Fucking cliffhangers.
I think he's going to have a personal conversation with him.
Maybe that's how it goes. But anyway, so we finally finished the handbook. So from here on out, I will be smooth sailing with the book. We'll be happy to read it again. I'm so happy because this has been a hard few weeks. It's been like pulling teeth.
It's so repetitive.
It's so repetitive, and I just feel like it's just been so repetitive. But it was just mainly confirmation, and then how they all talk and stuff like that. Like
confirmation.
Fucking stupid confirmation. Anyways, I was left unsatisfied, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's been very underwhelming. Is that the word?
That is definitely the word.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys for listening.
If you have a different take on it, please weigh in.
Yeah.
because
we're done.
Missing something here. Let us know.
And don't forget to
share, like, subscribe, and follow. And thank you so much to all of our listeners and all your engagement. And we appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.